Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're working on our 95 here, and you can see it's pretty salty. It's been cold here, and I've been fighting a slow crank on this truck for quite some time. We've put batteries in it, we've put cables in it. The only thing I haven't done yet is a starter. Now, we had another video on a truck that was starting in the cold, and I showed you the feed upgrade that we did on that for the glow plugs. This truck has a very similar setup. So this had the first rendition of that upgrade, which was, oh my, 9 years ago, if not longer. So I have not done anything to the glow plug system in this truck in that long. And it may have been longer, other than put batteries in it and starters. So we have newer cables. The batteries are 1 year old. The starter is probably 5 years old, 4 years old, something like that. And the glow plug relay has been in there for, I don't know, over a decade. And the glow plug feed upgrade was done when we did the battery cables, so they're a couple years old. And they're all showing good signs of wear. We're not getting corrosion issues. We're not getting anything like that. However, this past year, we had problems with the truck starting. So threw a pair of batteries in it. That made a huge difference. The batteries were about 4 years old. Got rid of them, got new batteries. Big difference. And then all of a sudden it got cold out and it didn't want to start again. And I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense. So I had a smell of burning plastic. So here, our fuse holder that we had up here for our glow plugs was loose. Just time and wear, vibrations. So went ahead, tightened that all back up. Fast forward 3 months. I go to start this today and it wouldn't start. Shocker. But it's also 2 below zero here. So no big deal. Had it plugged in for 2 hours. It cranked over slow, but had that burning smell again. So I opened the hood and find that my fuse holder is glowing red. And you can see that it was melting. So then once I figured out that that was a problem, kept an eye on it, got it up away from everything, continued trying to get the truck started because I was going to use it this morning, and had the battery charger on it here, which you can see, and we got the battery charger on it because I did run the batteries a little bit low. So we did get it fired up, didn't use ether, hot wired the glow plug system to bypass the fuse because it did eventually come apart. So once I got it in here, got it to warm up a little bit here, and we went ahead and changed our fuse system. So I'm going to show you what happens here if you use the wrong kind of fuse block. So we used what I had laying around, and it wasn't the right tool for the job. So on the other video where I showed you the truck starting and it was very cold outside, that one has the better fuse holder in it, the one that is waterproof. This one obviously is not waterproof. So I'm going to show you what this fuse holder looks like now that I've got it out and show you what we put in. So we have 4 pieces here. So this is our fuse block mounting plate. It's supposed to have, 2 of these lugs. You can see we've only got 1. This is the end of the wire that I cut off. This is the cover that goes over this. And this is the block that used to be, right here. So not real sure where the screw went that held that in. So it's gone. I didn't take it out, so not sure where it went. But you can see we have some pretty serious carnage here. So when that screw came loose a couple months back, it was actually the screw here on this side. And what that did was it created a bunch of corrosion underneath all of our connections here. And you can see that this is a 250 amp fuse, and it never blew. This is the glow plug side. This is our power side. So you can see how hot that this thing got, and actually melted the plastic and melted the cover completely. Now, this cover was not touching anything. It melted just due to radiant heat coming from this block that was melting. So you can see that the block actually started to melt there. It melted out of the plastic here, and it was attached with screws, and one of the screws is actually still in the plastic here. So this goes to show you how much amperage that these glow plugs actually can pull, and basically what they want. So we have this 250 amp fuse that never blew. So we might downsize this down to a 150 or 200. However, when you do all the math for it, 250 is actually pretty close to what they want. So we ended up melting the sheathing around the copper wire here. You can see it shrunk, and this end of this wire is no good. And it had a bunch of corrosion on it just from being out in the weather. So when I say we had the wrong fuse holder here, this fuse holder clips on like this. Well, it used to. It's all plasticky now, but it wouldn't hold the elements out. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened here, because you do get a lot of corrosion and salt and everything back inside around this area, in front of the batteries, behind the headlights, core support area. So I do believe that we got a bunch of corrosion in here, and then through numerous starting cycles, we loosened up these screws, and you can see over the time of getting warm that this one actually has loosened up as well. So if you are going to be doing this type of modification to your truck with your glow plugs, make sure that you get something like this. So this has weatherproof connections on either side here, and it seals up to keep elements, out of the fuse holder. So this is a better one. This is made by Raptor, and it's distributed by Raptor for Metra. And I don't know if they still produce these. I've had this laying around for a while, but this is basically what you want to do whenever you're upgrading your glow plug feed. So you can see we have a 1.0 wire here, so a single aught for our glow plug feed, and we got rid of the fusible link that went to the starter solenoid back here in previous renditions. So we completely bypassed all of the factory wiring, sent it directly to our battery, and we have that all neatly sorted out. And you can see we have a 2-aught, 2-aught, and a single aught here. So one of these goes to the starter, one of these goes to the other battery, and the other one goes to the glow plugs. Now this all comes from this battery. Obviously it bridges over to the other battery and runs to a stand core relay. Now, generally, if you have no problem starting in the wintertime, this is way overkill. But if you want to do something like this for yourself, and you want to try to upgrade your glow plug feed, which when we did this truck would start in 10 below weather without being plugged in whenever it had a good engine in it. So this made a huge difference just compared to doing the stand core relay. So the stand core and good Motorcraft glow plugs, they do make a huge difference. But when you add the larger feed wire and an aftermarket fuse here, then you actually get a lot more current with a lot less resistance running to your glow plugs. So this turned out to be our main problem here, because once the glow plug relay turned on, the block here would start getting hot. And then once it got hot, it would start creating heat, and then the glow plugs wouldn't get real warm because you're losing all of your electricity, your current, your amps right here. So this was a problem. And then because of that, it was cooling down the batteries. So we went ahead, fixed this today, and you can see that this block actually melted. So how many hundreds of degrees did we need to get to make this do this? And whenever this did this morning to me, this actually burst into flames there for a little bit, and that was whenever I called it quits, because I was just trying to get it running to get it in the shop here so that I could fix this, so I didn't have to fix it in 0-degree weather. But when you're doing your glow plugs, be mindful that your glow plugs are a direct short to ground. That's how they heat up. So if they aren't getting the juice they need, then you're going to have starting issues. And then if you have something like this that is robbing your power, then this is going to cause you starting issues. And not only that, but it's also going to cause your batteries to be discharged a little quicker, because this is creating not necessarily a dead short, but it's creating so much resistance that the batteries are trying to keep up to that, plus your starter, plus the glow plugs. So when you're doing your glow plug system here, make sure that you use the proper fuse holder, because if you don't, you might end up with a burnt truck. And, luckily I pay attention to stuff like this. I knew that this was becoming a problem for me. So I had the hood open whenever we were messing with this, trying to get it started this morning. We had the jump pack and everything on it. So, I was able to watch this, but there were times in the previous couple weeks here where we got the truck going and you'd smell a little bit of plastic, but it wasn't super cold out. And I would keep an eye on this and check it periodically, make sure it wasn't getting worse. And I was just trying to put this off until I could get through the winter, but we didn't make it. So here we are fixing this now because it needs fixed so that we can run the truck. So up here in the valley, we have our relay here. So this is a stand core. It's a white Rogers. You can get this many places, but we have our single aught wire over here, which is our feed in. And then over here, we have our feed out to our engine harness. The original wire size for this is like a 4 gauge. At best, it's probably closer to a 6 gauge. So this great upgrade is a huge improvement. It reduces the amount of resistance in your wire and also kind of helps with getting the glow plugs turned on. So they're not choked up trying to get power to the relay. So that makes it easier for the relay because the relay is not getting so hot trying to pull power because the glow plugs are a direct short, which is how they make their heat. So if you already have a stand core and you're looking for more upgrades, this feed wire is going to make a huge difference for you. Just a simple short video for you today to show you if you want to do your glow plug feed upgrade that, choose the right materials, choose the right products. We have a good high quality copper wire that runs from the battery over to our glow plug relay there. We did have an incorrect style of fuse holder in there, wasn't weatherproof, so that was gonna eventually cause a problem. And we knew that going forward, but it was what we had at the time when we were building this, and we were trying to get it all completed and done. So all the newer trucks that we've done after that, we've used this style that is weatherproof and doesn't let any water in, corrosion, the salt and stuff like that. So we haven't had any problems with those ones. And we did have a problem with this one obviously earlier in the year. And you could see even before that, I mean, you can't see, but I could see that it was having issues before then. So if you're wanting to do a glow plug feed upgrade to your truck, make sure you use the quality materials and the materials that are suited for whatever environment you're driving in. So we've already gotten the stand core on here, the glow plugs, and we've got a feed upgrade here. This truck used to start really, really well in the cold, and it was wonderful in the cold. I could start this thing in 10 below and it would be fine. Then we did all the engine work and had all the engine problems, and that caused other problems. But I think right now we're fighting a starter because the starter is a couple years old. And, once they get to be so old, they start to draw a lot of current. So then you get a slow crank because they have the voltage, they have the clean voltage if you have new battery cables, but the starter is just worn out internally. And what it does is it causes a slow crank like dead batteries. So that's kind of what we were going with this. We had a slow crank with it this morning. So we were definitely getting, a lot of amp draw. So the amp draw was caused by that glow plug fuse holder causing us problems. So, we could have had a major problem here. We knew that that was going to be a failure point. So that was something I was keeping an eye on. So got into a forced upgrade today with that to make it safer and make sure that it wasn't going to do that again. So if you're going to do a feed upgrade, make sure you use the proper materials, proper products. And then, after you've put a couple heat cycles through that fuse holder, you can go ahead and make sure that you can check all your connections a little bit later, make sure that they're still nice and tight, because if they get loose, you get a lot of resistance, cause a fire. So you don't need that, especially if you have a very nice truck that you don't want to catch on fire. So hopefully this will show you guys the problem we ran into with our glow plug feed upgrade. And like I said, that was our first rendition. Don't do that anymore. And what I showed you here today is what we currently have been doing and have had good success with it. So if you want to do it yourself, make sure you use the proper products. And if you don't use the proper products, that's what can happen. And you can possibly cause a fire. So don't do that. It's not advised. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.